So it's Monday, the 2nd of September. It's day two of the Whole 30 that I'm doing. It's basically a nutrition program. I don't want to call it a diet, and involves eating basically meat, fish, eggs, fruit, veg. I can have nuts, I can have eggs. Dairy's not allowed. Sugars, basically any processed food. I suppose you sort of, a way to look at it would be that anything you eat has no more than one ingredient. Um, it lasts for 30 days, and I'm someone who has never really eaten a lot of vegetables. How I've got the 38-year-old not eating a lot of vegetables is a bit of a mystery, but um, I have. About a year and a half ago, I was somewhere in the region of about 140 kilos. I made a change then, changed my diet, cleaned it up to an extent, what I would call clean, compared to the way I was eating. Got down to 113 kilos. Started powerlifting in December. Trained for that ever since then. Weights are coming up nicely. I'm currently sitting at, I got weighed on yesterday, and I weighed in at 119. So I have gained some weight, but I'm not concerned about that because as far as I'm concerned, it's mostly down to the weight. I haven't gained any inches, so I'm not too bothered about what the scales say. So I decided to start this program. Basically, I was sort of persuaded, well, not persuaded, but sort of convinced that it would be beneficial. Friend of mine, Catherine, she's done it previously and she's doing it again. And I've had a look on the Twitter page for it, and also on the whole9life.com website. Loads and loads of information on there that you can use. Tells you what sort of foods you can eat. There's sort of forums where you can get recipes for things. There's also sort of frequently asked questions, which will give you more information about sort of particular foods that you maybe think could be okay but maybe not be. And it's a really, really helpful website. There's also a book called It Starts With Food. I haven't actually got my copy yet. I went to the bookstore on Saturday to see if I could pick it up because I'd ordered it and it hadn't arrived. So I'm waiting for a call to go and pick that up, because that's, I've been told, a very, very useful book to read when you're doing the program. So for someone who doesn't really eat a lot of vegetables or eat vegetables at all, to be honest, which is, not ideal, far from ideal in fact, I've basically had to start. So on Saturday, I went out, I bought lots of vegetables that I wouldn't normally touch. I bought sweet potatoes, cucumber, broccoli, cabbage, cauliflower. I bought lettuce. I bought aubergines, courgettes. I bought some fruit as well: avocados, apples, bananas. Plenty of meat: minced beef, minced pork, pork steaks, beef steaks, bacon, eggs, all kinds of stuff. And yesterday was the first day on it. I had bacon and eggs for breakfast, which was no different to what I've been doing for the last sort of maybe 9 months. So that nothing was changed there. Lunchtime I had steak along with sweet potato, which I'd baked first and then cut into chunks and fried in ghee. And I also had mushrooms, which I cooked in ghee too. I've tried mushrooms a couple of times in the past and I've never liked them, but I'm determined that by the end of this month I'm going to like mushrooms. I gagged 4 times while I was eating that meal, and it was the mushrooms. Sweet potato is a little bit too sweet for my taste, which is strange considering a lot of the foods that I've eaten previously have probably been packed full of sort of processed sugars, refined sugars, which is something else that's removed from this program. So I found that strange that they were so sweet, to be honest. but it were okay. They weren't too bad. I managed to eat those, no problem. Steak was fine, but steak. Um, and then last night, I'll be totally honest with you, I couldn't really be bothered to cook something, to take the time to cook something. I was tired, so I basically had scrambled eggs and a whole boatload of baby carrots. So yesterday probably wasn't ideal in the sense that there probably wasn't enough fats in there, but I basically stuck to it, so I was quite happy about that, and I managed to keep things down that previously I wouldn't have touched. Today, which was day 2, again I had bacon and eggs for breakfast. I think this is probably going to be a recurring theme, to be perfectly honest with you, simply because it's probably one of my favourite sort of meals at all. What I did do was I added in an avocado this morning. Never had one of them before, which will probably amaze people, but there you have it. Didn't think it had much taste at all, just very, very creamy texture, which anyone who eats avocados is going to say, yeah, okay. But it wasn't unpleasant. I'm going to eat it again, and I could eat it quite easily, I guess. Lunchtime today, I had, what did I have? Oh yeah, I made a sort of a tossed salad, if you like. I had lettuce, cucumbers, sweet potatoes, and carrots again. That was in the sort of salad I made. I think I did have a bit of heartburn later on. Oh, sorry, in addition to the salady stuff, I'd made homemade burgers. Basically just minced beef with a couple of eggs in, chopped onions, and I added some paprika and some Italian mixed herbs just to give it a bit of flavour. They were really nice. I've never added anything in other than onions in the past, so I was just trying something new. And as I say, they were really tasty. I think I did get a little bit of heartburn sort of later on in the afternoon, and I think that's possibly down to the cucumber, but I don't want to sort of blame it on that. I'll try that again and see what happens there. Speaking to people that I know, apparently heartburn can be quite common from cucumber. As someone who's never eaten it before, I can't comment, but on this occasion I would say I got it, and if it is that, I'll try it again, see what happens, and if I do get heartburn again, then I think I'm going to rule cucumber out. Not because it was unpleasant. I found it to be almost appley, but not as sweet, if that makes any sense. So it wasn't unpleasant. The lettuce was fine as well. Never been one for eating lettuce, but there's just nothing to it really. The lettuce, just water. Carrots again, as I say, they weren't really a problem. Just sweet, but no real issue with them. And sweet potato again, sweet, but when you put it in with the other stuff, rather than having it on its own, if you like, not too bad actually. It was okay. So when I got in tonight from work, I decided to make an omelette, and I put some red peppers in, a little bit of salt, and they were alright. I've always in the past avoided peppers because of the smell. It's always been really sort of, I don't know, never fancied them, but if I bite the bullet, I'm going to have to do that a lot this month, and just eat things that I've never eaten before, things that I don't believe I like, but I'm determined that I'm going to make myself like them. I'm going to sort of keep going with it. I'm going to try and avoid adding flavours to things as much as possible. I mean, obviously, like as I say, I added the herbs and the paprika to the burgers, but I know burgers. I've made them before, so that's not really trying to mask something. So I don't want to try and create sauces that fit with the programme, but I don't want to try and create things to sort of hide the flavours of the vegetables, because I want to become accustomed to eating the vegetables. I mean, I could probably knock something together with a bit of passata and some garlic and pepper or whatever, chili flakes and such like, which it's going to hide the flavour, and I'm conscious that I don't want to do that, because if I start hiding the flavours, then I'm no further forward than I was. I'd rather learn to like the taste of the vegetables themselves, because ultimately, I mean, I don't want this to be just a 30-day thing. I'd quite like to continue it afterwards, and I'm fairly certain that I probably will, because it's not been as bad a start as I thought it would be. So I'm quite happy with how things have gone. If things carry on as they are, then it shouldn't be a problem. It should be fairly straightforward and easy to just keep going at the end of the 30 days. But we shall see. I'll post some more vlogs as time goes on, keep you updated with how I'm doing, but as things are going, I'm pretty happy. Okay, bye.